Have you experienced the Mandela Effect? In this episode, we will go over a variety of Mandela effects being discussed online. The first Mandela Effect is brought to us by friend of the channel and Mandela Effect expert, Taraito.
Michael Jackson's Thriller album cover picture, zipper on black shirt.
When looking at the Thriller album cover, does anything look off to you? To many people, this image has changed. Do you recall this zipper being on the black shirt of Michael Jackson? When looking through the other images I was able to find of the same photo shoot, it was difficult to see the zipper. I then went looking for images of him wearing the shirt elsewhere. When it comes to Thriller, most people think of his zipper jacket or his other red jacket from the Thriller music video. There is also this red jacket he wore while playing live and now is infamous for this picture. So searching for Michael Jackson, Thriller, and anything zipper was going to bring up this jacket. I then started searching Michael Jackson black shirt, hoping to see him out and about with that same shirt on, but I couldn't find one. I even went through Studio 54 images to see if maybe he wore the shirt there. More than likely, he wore the black zipper shirt only for this photo shoot. When looking for people dressing up in this outfit, I was able to find this pretty accurate recreation, but the zipper is gold. Others have no zipper. I was hoping to find a portfolio of sorts from that photo shoot, but I was only able to find a handful of images. Do you recall the zipper being on the shirt? And if so, was it gold or silver?
Are you sober now?
No, yeah. I'm never, but
When it comes to the foundation of heavy metal, many people think of the band Pentagram. Oops, I mean Black Sabbath. Back when Ozzy was still John and Tony Iommi was still missing his fingers.
This thing just come down on my hand, and it trapped my hand, and your reaction to pull your hand back, I just pulled the ends off.
This Mandela Effect has us looking at their sophomore album, Paranoid, and that opening track, War Pigs. When singing along to the first verse, now without looking at the lyrics, if you know the song, then sing along.
A few moments later.
Did that last line sound off to you? Many people recall sorcerer being sorcerers. Sorcerers of construction, which would make sense because everything else has been plural. Generals, masses, witches, evil minds. So would it not be sorcerers? When looking up the lyrics, I found possible reality residue on the site Genius, known for those artist interviews going over their song lyrics.
I like to make music that moves people. Twerk, 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 twerk. Bust it, bust it, bust it for the can.
With the original lyrics being sorcerer and the reunion lyrics being sorcerers. I also found Jack Black saying sorcerers.
Sorcerers of death's construction.
But I also found Mr. I Wish I Was Jack Black, and he says sorcerer.
Sorcerer of death's construction.
Are we at war with reality or high like rock stars?
Twerk, 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 twerk.
This update is brought to us by the newest member of the Residue crew, Mike Decker, for bringing up a great example of Residue dealing with the Four Horsemen. Metallica's debut album, Come All, has the song Four Horsemen, and in the lyrics they say, pestilence. Since we are talking about Metallica's first album, there is a Mandela Effect dealing with the band photo. People remember a version of the album with Dave Mustaine, being where the lead guitarist Kirk Hammett is. Before Kirk was in the band, Dave was the lead guitarist and actually wrote a lot of the riffs they would use on later albums. I say later albums because he was kicked out of the band and never recorded on an official Metallica album. Although some people believe Dave did record the guitar on Come On, and the band said Kirk re-recorded the guitar so they wouldn't have to pay him. This is where we get to the image of Dave Mustaine being on the inlay of the album, and then once kicked out of the band, they made the decision to insert Kirk Hammett and do an album reprint. It would not be the first time the album had alterations. In fact, you can find a cassette tape of the album with the songs Whiplash, Blitzkrieg, and Am I Evil? These songs were later removed due to them being cover songs, and the band did not want to pay royalties to the owners, proving that maybe they would be willing to lie about the original lead guitar being Dave Mustaine, and a version of the album with him in the band photo. But of course, I want to know what you think about this down in the comments below, and thank you for your comments. You never know when you could be featured in an episode as part of the Residue Crew.
Who's the cowboy?
Oh, this is JD. He's
Let us go back to 1991 when feminism was shooting guns, road tripping, driving cars off cliffs, and hanging out with Brad Pitt.
Simon says, everybody down on the floor. Now, nobody look.
The next Mandela Effect comes to us from the comment section.
I watched Thelma and Louise, and I remember the scene different when she the guy who tries to Gina Davis. I remember she saw the situation and shot him. COA, he said, go away, and continued to Gina, but now it happened like this. She caught him trying to her. She told him he should go. He turns around and put on his pants and argues with her and balala. So he stopped to Gina, then she shot him because he said something rude to her. This was so strange to me, and it doesn't make any sense. I was in shock. I'd even stopped watching the movie.
Do you recall this series of events in the scene depicted in the comment? The scene talked about is far too extreme to show here, but if you want to watch it, it is available on YouTube. Pervert.
He's a pervert.
Your move, creep.
Also, if you made it this far, I want to say thank you. I make these videos by myself and they take a lot of time, so I do appreciate you watching. And if you are not yet subscribed, then please hang out here more often by clicking that red subscribe button for future content.
Spider-Man.
The final Mandela Effect is an interesting one to say the least. The friendly, amazing, spectacular, neighborhood, wall-crawling, web-swinging Ultimate Spider-Man has had several reality shifts, one dealing with the spelling of Spider-Man. Many people recall it being one word or having a space, but now it has a dash. When looking at Spider-Man comic titles, every one of them had a dash. Even the very first issue of Amazing Spider-Man from 1963.
Spider-Man and his amazing friend.
But if we look at Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man in comics.
Drumroll, please.
He does not have a dash. When looking through the shows, they all had the dash. When looking at the games, I saw the dash. And so I thought I would look into when Spider-Man is said in the comic, and I immediately found one where Spider-Man was one word. Then I found it with the dash. Do you recall Spider-Man having a dash? When it comes to the Spider-Man video games, the N64 Spider-Man game is a victim of a recent reality shift. When looking at N64 games, the box art and the cartridge will have either the same art as the box or something different but still showing the character or something from the game. Others may just have text, but these are few. And when it comes to a popular character like Spider-Man, you would do something similar to another large star. When looking at the box of the Spider-Man game, you see Spider-Man climbing a wall. And when you look at the cartridge, you see the same image as the box. Or do you? It is just a wall. That's right, there is no Spider-Man on the N64 cartridge, leaving it looking weird and off-putting. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to send the like button to an alternate universe, and let me know down below if any of these Mandela effects made you question your reality. And could we be living in a simulation? This Mandela effect deals with Kurt Cobain's wardrobe, from flannel to stripes, old grandpa sweaters, and a fuzzy pink jacket. But the truth is, he never wore a fuzzy pink jacket. At least not in this reality he didn't. You can find photoshopped images of him wearing one